right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you, wherever you are in this beautiful world. Welcome to our Inner Circle Live pre-market prep. I'm your host, Ryan Carthage. We'll be joined shortly by my awesome partner, Mr. Ben Allen. Hope everybody is doing well today on this beautiful Tuesday. As always, let's turn off all distractions, grab a pen and paper, let's take lots of notes, and let's make sure that we participate and engage. All right. As always, we want to make sure that we are taking massive action as we move toward our goals. Action stands for accepting all possible losses before entering a trade, preparing for any outcome, centering yourself, body, mind, and spirit, ensuring a balanced approach to trading, trust in your trading education, strategy, trading skills, and intuition. Imagine your trade successfully materializing, obeying your trading strategy, avoiding decisions based on greed or fear, and never looking back once your trade or stopping once your trade has commenced. All right, so we're going to dive in, man. Got some things to update on, and we will get through as many charts as we can this morning. All right, so if everybody can hear me okay, drop me a 1 in the chat. Oh, it's not enabled. All right, let's try that again. There we go. Now you should be good. Appreciate it. Appreciate it. All right, cool deal. So let's hop over to, I want to take a look at the calendar first. Then we'll take a look at trading economics, and I'll run you guys through the most recent blog post on the Forex Trade Room.com/blog talking about Japan and where they are. But on the calendar, let's go back to Sunday. Had a couple things out of Japan. Capital spending, monetary base, a bit mixed, but the capital spending was way above the expectation, right? And so the capital spending is changes in total value of new capital expenditures by businesses, right? So businesses are spending money. And then monetary base, excuse me, a change in total quantity of domestic currency in circulation, right? So that decreased. So they sold off, right? Decreased in the previous month. So they're holding less Japanese yen, right? So that was there. Not big news, but it starts to build a story. On Monday, we had CPI for the Swiss franc that came in above expectation, which gave a boost to the Swissy. Gave a boost to the Swissy there. Then on Monday, we had core CPI out of Tokyo, which came in at 2.5%, which is above the last month, which is 1.8%. So when Japan's looking at that 2% target, that core CPI number coming out of Tokyo capital is in that range, right? Even after they adjusted the January number to 1.8%. So again, another piece to build a story for Japan, which we'll talk about. Then we had Governor Ueda spoke, which we'll also talk about, but he stayed away from saying that the 2% target has been reached. He kind of tiptoed the line there, still saying that they're gathering data, right? So that happened on Monday night. Then on Tuesday, which is today, we have a slew of PMI data coming out of the Eurozone, right? Mixed data, but some of the numbers were a little bit higher, which gave a little boost to the euro in some cases. Later on today, we got ISM Services PMI for the United States, which eyes are on. Want to understand what those PMI numbers are looking like for the US, as we're still trying to get a good gauge on what the inflation picture looks like. Then tonight we have GDP quarter over quarter for the Aussie, which could give us a move in one direction or the other on those Aussie pairs. And then tomorrow we have ADP non-farm payroll, construction PMI for the UK, retail sales for the euro, annual budget release for the pound. Then we have the rate statement out of Canada, which is going to be key for these Canadian dollar pairs. that we are watching. Then we have testimony from Fed Chair Powell to Congress regarding interest rates and the economy, JOLTS job openings, and then the press conference for the Bank of Canada, crude oil inventories as well. Then on Thursday, we have more testimony for Jerome Powell, and we have rate statement for the euro, right? And unemployment claims for the dollar. So got a lot happening second half of the week. And then on Friday, we got a regular cycle of data coming out of Canada and out of the US with non-farm payroll. All right. And we also have China CPI numbers as well. So that's a ton there. Over to trading economics. China sets an ambitious 5% growth target for 2024. Even with all of their struggles, they're still being really aggressive in their GDP expectations for the year. So we'll see how things transpire there. They need their monetary policy to also align with this goal as well. So there could be some interesting things coming out of China as we move through the year this year. Eurozone producer price changes. Industrial producer prices in the euro area decreased by 8.6% year on year, making the moderation from a revised 10.7% drop recorded in the preceding month, though slightly higher than the anticipated 8.1% decline. Energy prices declined by 21.3%, slowing from 27.3%. Decrease in the previous month, while cost for intermediate goods went down 5.8%, following a 4.8% fall. Meanwhile, inflation slowed on capital goods, durable and non-durable goods. Excluding energy, producer prices dropped by 1.5%, accelerating from a 0.5% drop the previous month, right? So that's the overall view of the data that we just saw on the calendar. And so let's talk about Japan for a second. So posted an article on the blog discussing this situation in Japan with rate conversations. And so what's happened is, we got CPI numbers that are in the 2% range, right? There we go. We got CPI numbers that are in the 2% range, okay? We have, escalating there. Governor Ueda, he emphasized the central bank's inflation target remains unmet, highlighting the importance of wage data analysis. So we've been talking about the wage data in the wage negotiations coming out of Japan. That information is due to be released on the 15th of this month, which is 4 days before the rate statement for the Bank of Japan, which is on the 19th. So keep an eye on that wage data, but it is sounding like the negotiations are going as expected. So then the possibility of BOJ increase is looming, and there have been signals that we're getting closer to that point, which we've been talking about for a few months now, right? And the salary increments in Japan for smaller enterprises offer cues for the country's economic pulse and Bank of Japan's decision. So the smaller companies have already started to make some shifts in their wages for their employees, which is falling in line with that wage growth conversation that we've been waiting for from the larger organization. So that's kind of a hint that things are moving in the right direction. And then overall, just despite the complex picture coming out of Japan, the BOJ is focused on the inflation goal and their commitment to meeting that goal in a sustainable manner, right? So they're not going to rush into a change, and they're trying to taper the conversation a little bit and taper everybody's expectations. But overall, they are moving closer to their decision of moving out of the negative interest rate territory, right? Could be a slow walk, but still moving in that direction. which we've been waiting on. So that's the overall picture coming out of Japan. I got some more articles that'll be posted later on today on some other topics, but that gives us an overall picture and some good insight. There are articles that that I referenced at the bottom. You can take a look at those. It gives additional insight for each of those topics. But yeah, so that's the overall picture in Japan. That was a lot. Benny, good morning, bro.
Ryan, good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. Good morning, everybody.
Awesome,
Yeah,
awesome.
big week. Big week as far as data, man. You covered it well. But these are the type of weeks that we like because we got to get the markets moving, right? We need the volatility. So,
Got to get them
uh,
moving.
yeah. So looking forward to seeing what comes out of this week and looking at the setups that'll occur as a result, of all
Yes,
the major data coming out. So always remaining patient, right? Always remaining patient, right? So that's one of the things that I had to learn, right? There's never, and we've said this before, few that's been with us for years. There's never been a direct correlation to more trades equaling more money, right?
facts.
Which is always why we say we get paid to wait. And we're not trading small setups. These are fairly large setups, right? And sometimes I know when I was getting trained by my mentor, I used to take it for granted sometimes the type of setups that he was trading. Understanding the true value in those setups because I had come out of the U-turn 2 space, the marketing space, which is why I sought out a mentor in education to begin with, right? Where it was just constantly always, you know, making transactions, which was actually costing me more money, in the market instead of being patient, and waiting on that one setup to occur and then letting that play out. So patience on two different ends, right? Waiting on a setup to occur and then being patient enough to let the process take place and let that trade idea come to fruition. So being patient, learning how to wait, understanding that less is more a lot of times in this trading space. So can't wait to see what happens.
Can't wait to see what happens, bro. It's definitely going to be an interesting journey this year, man. Tons in store, tons of opportunity, and tons of changes, right? The things that the things that we've seen on this journey, man, have been interesting and eye-opening. Uh, it's been a wild, fun ride. I'll say that.
Yes, it has been, but the opportunities are there. The
They are.
opportunities are there. Big ones. Big ones. So
They are
yeah.
absolutely, bro. Anything fundamentally top of mind for you?
No, sir. No, you covered everything that I've had my eyes on. I know this week coming up was going to be a big week. Looking ahead from the weekly ritual in regards to a lot of things taking place in the market this week. So I'm all eyes and ears. Being patient like the rest of the market and the rest of investors. So
Yes,
that's
sir.
it, man. Great job.
Appreciate it, man. All right. So let's hop over to the charts and we'll take a look at the dollar and then we'll move through. There's 80.20 on the pound Aussie. We broke above this level. We'll come back to this. Looking for price to push back up into the range, but 80.20 on the 1 hour for the pound Aussie. We'll break that down in a few. But the dollar still ranging. Still ranging, just moving sideways in the zone. Not a ton happening. We got a lot of dollar data to be seen this week, and we have the testimony for Jerome Powell also coming. Um, so we that could give us what we need, right? A push in one direction or the other. Don't know what direction that'll be, but one way or the other, right? So not a ton of happening on the DXY. Okay. Um, yeah, any questions on the dollar? Nope.
No, sir.
Cool deal. Um, we'll go dollar yen, dollar Swiss, then we'll look at pound New Zealand and the New Zealand dollar. So dollar yen still ranging just like the dollar, right? So these are sub fibs. I'll come back to these, but we're still pressing to the upside, but moving sideways here. That 152.205 still in sights. Um, based on Governor Ueda's comments, still haven't made any changes yet. So still looking for another push to the upside. At least one last drive long. So, but it's just moving sideways, just like the dollar is, a bunch of bouncing back and forth. So on your 4 hour, you're still sitting in this move here, right? We haven't pushed to the D extension. If you run a sub fib off the C, you do have an 80-20 scenario, but it's just sideways, right? So we're still sitting tight, still waiting on the dollar yen to make a move in one direction or the other, along with the fundamental catalyst that'll push us in said direction. All right. So that is the dollar yen update there. Are there any questions here? No? All right. Cool deal. Let's take a look at the dollar Swiss. Coming out of the weekend on the dollar Swiss, we're looking for a pullback and then a continuation on this track to the D extension. So here on the 4, actually, let's go back to the daily. All right, on the daily, we've been moving long. We had a nice 618 retracement off of the sub fib here, and we've been pushing to the upside. Okay, and we had another little pullback, and we're trying to make our way higher. Right, we ran into this daily level at 88,748. Right, but looking for price to continue moving long, even though we did have that inflation data, the CPI data for the Swissy come in above expectation. Still looking for price to move to the upside regarding this dollar Swiss. So coming back to the 4, right there, you see the fib there. We only had a 382 push, and then we started making our way to the upside. So coming down to the 1, where we had some opportunity here, is right here. Right, we had a nice 8-6 retracement, and we started making our way to the upside. So coming out of the weekend, we said we want to see if we get a pullback. Excuse me, see if we get a pullback and then a continuation long. And we got that, right? I got smaller waves running here, but we got that pullback that we're looking for. Now we're pushing back to the upside. So price is headed in our direction. If you come down to the 30, right, there's the fibs there. If you run a smaller wave, right, you see, I was looking at that move there. That got taken out. And so you had an 80-20 there on that smaller wave that gave us a turnover and push back to the upside, right? So still moving in our favor, still got a little bit to go, but pushing long at the moment. We do want to see price close above this 88,748 on the higher time frames to give us a bit more confirmation that price is going to continue moving to the upside there. All right. So that is the update on the dollar Swiss. Any questions here?
Nope, moving along quite well so far.
Yep. All right. Cool deal. Now let's slide over into the USD. 80-20 on the 1 hour is still intact. We pushed down a bit. Haven't gotten to the D extension. Extend that out. Haven't gotten to the D extension there. But we did break below this daily level, right? Looking to see price break back above that level and then continue moving to the upside, right? At least in the short term. As we bounce back and forth, not a ton of of data for the dollar happening today. So looking to see if we get a push back to the upside, and then we'll see what happens as we move through the rest of the week here. Okay. So that's the 80-20 on the NZD USD. Any questions on this one? Nope.
No.
All right. Cool deal. Right. And then over to this pound New Zealand. Here we are. We're looking at this move to the downside. We didn't quite finish out, right? We didn't get to the 382 there. I look at the larger move in a second. I'm going to walk backwards on this one. But we pushed to the upside. We didn't get to this D extension on the 1 hour, right? And we're trying to turn back over. So we'll see if we're able to, once this candle closes, 6 o'clock candle closes, we'll have a swing high. I want to see if we get a trend line break here, right? If we're able to get this trend line break, then we could see price start to make its way back down to the downside. So maybe we see the New Zealand dollar get a little bit of a boost, kind of across the board, at least in the short term. So looking for trend line break there and a pullback. I would love for price to come all the way back to at least at 382, maybe even deeper, to give a low price to get back long on these pounds, right? So as we walk back now to the daily time frame, this is the overall move here. We got a 50% retracement, and we're trying to make our way to the upside here. Okay, so we ran into this daily level of resistance that we got to break through, but we're making our way to the upside nonetheless. Okay, and somewhat of a got a little bit of a head and shoulders action here on this reversal. Okay, so we're long on the pound, right? But looking for a retracement before we get this continuation to the upside, right? So as we come down to the 4, okay, this is the larger move on the 4. Okay, got a 618 retracement. We're trying to make our way long. Okay, trying to make our way long. So let me pull these out so you can see the price action here. Okay, so moving to the upside, nice reversal and push. So just looking for this type of action, then continuation to the upside. Hold on one second, everybody. My bad, everybody. Dog is the dog is having a fun morning. Give me 1 second, everybody. 1 second. All right. My bad. My bad. My bad. So just looking for a retracement here. All right. Looking to see if we get a retracement and then get a continuation to the upside. Okay. So as we come back to the 1 hour, this is where this move could potentially make sense for us if we're able to get the price action on the move back down. All right. So that's where we are, right? Trying to turn over. We'll see if we get a continuation to the downside there. Questions on the pound New Zealand?
No.
No? All right. Cool deal. Now, similar story with this Euro New Zealand. Similar story here. Overall, we're moving long, right? Off the daily time frame, right? Pushing to the upside in a bit of a range, right? But trying to at least get back to the top of the range at 79,341, right? Been a strong bullish move to the upside. And my question simply is, do we get a pullback before we get a continuation to the upside here? Okay. Do we get that type of action there? Okay. So looking to see if we get a pullback there. Okay. Coming down to the 4. Coming down to the 4. Right. you see that W type action, right? So pushing back to the upside, looking to see if we're able to get back to this range here. Okay. And this is the larger move. Okay. This is the larger move. We got a 786 retracement, matching the extension is 86,422. So overall, long on this Euro NZD until we get something different. Okay, so we got to break above these levels. Yes. So we're pushing to the upside, just looking to see if we get a pullback before we get a continuation to the continuation long. Okay. So now coming back to that 1 hour, or coming to the 1 hour, this is what we have from the fibs running to the upside. Okay. Off of the low here, pushing long. Haven't gotten to the D extension yet. Price is turning over. Got an evening star pattern here. Looking to see if we get retracement to the downside. Like that. All right. Maybe not that low, but retracement to the downside and give us a low price to then get back long. Okay. So that's the 80-20 on the Euro NZD on the 1 hour. Look to see if we get that to play out, right? Not far from that D extension. So it'll be a bit of a tighter stop, placing a stop outside the D, but as long as it doesn't touch the D, we could see price give us that retracement that we're looking for. Okay. Questions on the Euro NZD? Nope. All right. All right. All right. All right. Let's take back that pound Aussie. Active 80-20 here. Boom. 1 hour. Okay. This was on the screen when we opened up. Price is moving to the downside. I was looking to see if we get a little bit more of a pullback here. We may not. Prices are already pushing out of the zone. So let price settle in. Maybe on a lower time frame, we might get a pullback, give us a higher price, and then get short. But that's the 80-20 there on the pound Aussie. I'll walk back in 1 second. One second, everybody. My apologies. My apologies. So, but pound Aussie on the move to the downside there. As we walk back, overall, we are long. All right. Overall, we're long. Move to the upside, we broke, retest, pushed back up, retested one more time, and we're trying to continue this move to the upside here. Okay. Overall, there's the scenario there. We haven't gotten to a 382, but looking to see if we're able to push higher, at least getting to this A boundary, potentially back to 199,644, before we see a move back down to the downside. So we'll watch that and see how price continues to react. Coming back to the 4, this is the move back to the upside. 8-6 retracement. We broke the B boundary, broke that daily level, and trying to continue pushing long to get to the D extension, which is there at 195,904. Okay. So reversal here, you see on the 4, right? No retracement yet. No retracement yet. So maybe this is the retracement that we're looking for low price to then continue to the upside. Okay. So then coming back to this 1 hour, that's where this retracement would make sense, giving us a low price coming back into the zone here. Okay. Questions on the pound Aussie?
No, sir.
All right. Put that action there. Okay. All right. What else we got here? CAD Swiss. And we got Canadian data tomorrow. But coming out of the weekend, we were looking for a small pullback and then a continuation. So here on the 4 is our overall move. There's an overall move on the 4. Okay. And we're looking for price to come back and retest this daily level. Nope. Give a pullback here and then a continuation to the upside, right? But we're making our way to this 4-hour 382. Okay. So headed long, which is expected, right? Off of the 80-20 swing. So coming down to the 1, right? There we had last week, right? Pushed down to that 50% retracement level, and then price took off to the upside. Okay. Pullback is what we're looking for, and then a continuation to the upside, which we got all of that, and now we're headed long. So we're looking down on this lower time frame on the 30. Price was ranging here at this weekly level that we broke through. We said if we're able to stay there, we'll look for the reversal where we broke that level and gave a deeper retracement, right? But then turned right back over, broke back above, and now we're headed back to the upside. Okay, so price moving to the upside there. We got a nice trend line break. There's our pullback to retest, and now we'll look for price to continue moving to the upside, continue making its way to that 382 on the 4-hour time frame. All right, potentially could move even longer. Right, we're looking at all-time lows that we're pushing out of on the weekly time frame. Okay, so headed to the upside here, pullbacks and continuations long. We'll see if we're able to push back to these higher ranges, 68,313 from a weekly time frame perspective, if we get the catalyst to do so. Right, so tomorrow could be an indicator for us on that move. Okay. Questions on the CAD Swiss?
No, sir.
Cool deal. Cool deal. All right. And next up, look at the UNCD, Aussie Swiss. So overall, we're looking at the C to D move, right? Got a nice 618 retracement here on the 4. Beautiful push long. Broke back above previous daily resistance, right? Came back, retested the level, which we're looking for. And now we're looking for the swing to the upside. Okay. Now we're looking for the swing to the upside. And we're getting it so far, right? So coming down to the 1, here's the scenario. Beautiful retracement, 8-6 level, retesting that daily support, reversal, right? So here's an opportunity for a C to D move, right? Still in that 618 range, pulling back a little bit now. So we'll look for a price to continue moving to the upside, at least make its way back to the daily resistance level there. But the longer term move on the 4, we know we got some more opportunity to the upside. 58,382 is our ultimate destination on this 4-hour time frame. Okay. So that is the move there on the Aussie Swiss. Any questions here? No? All right. I apologize. Give me 2 minutes, everybody. Give me 2 minutes, please. All right. My apologies, everybody. So looking for this move to the upside on the Aussie Swiss. All right. No questions there. Let's take a look at these yens. Um, just to get an overall view of where they sit as we continue to inch closer. Aussie yen, we know overall, right? Still looking for the move to the upside, been respecting the trend line long, 50% retracement. Still haven't been able to stay above this 98, 553 level, right? But we're trying to get there. So we'll watch and see what price does as we continue to move through the month. Okay. Coming down to the 4, similar story, right? This is where we sit, retested the level, push long, pull back. Now we want to see if we get another drive to the upside here. Okay. Coming down to the 1, smaller wave, right? In this overall move to the upside. We had a nice retracement here, smaller wave opportunity. If we're going to continue long, stay inside this AB boundary, right? We had this retracement, 8-6 level. Looking for price to turn over here, give us a CDD move at least back to the 98.553 level. And we'll see once we get there if we're able to break that. But opportunity to get long here on the Aussie yen, 1 hour to the upside. CDD move. Questions on the Aussie yen?
Nope.
Nope. All right. Cool deal.
Hey Ryan,
Yes, sir.
speaking about the Aussies, when you get a chance, can you take a look at the Euro Aussie on the 4?
Euro Aussie on the 4. We can go look at it right now before we continue these yens.
Okay. It's broken the outer trend line now. Continue to move up.
Do you have a larger fib on this, or is this the fib you got?
I do. I have a major fib on the 4.
All right, coming
Uh
off the low.
yeah, coming off the low. The low at around 142.83, which is a monthly support.
Boom. There we go.
Yeah.
Cool.
So that one's been sitting for quite some time, letting it roll, right? So if you draw your trend lines to the downside, you see you've broken the inner, and now you've broken the outer trend line. Right? So
Boom.
your outer trend line has been broken. Broke the inner trend line a long time ago, right? So that's one we've
Great
just been been
retest.
been sitting on.
Yep. Yep. Beautiful break, retest, and now we're continuing to the upside. Yes, sir. Yep. Moving along. Appreciate that, right? So continuing to move, right? 618 retracement on the 4. Looking for a matching D extension at some point, 174.842, right? And this is the longer term scenario. So if we come back to the weekly, right, this is an 80-20 that we've we've been watching move along, right? Since 2020, we've been watching these moves to the upside, talking about the euro strength coming in, and it's played out accordingly, right? And you see the breaks and the retest of the key levels. Boom, boom. So now we're looking to continue pushing to the upside here, right? 174, 272 is the weekly destination for this as it continues to drive to the upside, okay? So this move here on the 4 is just this reversal right here. All right. We identified a low price in the move, right? extension, retracement. Now we're looking for another extension. But in this reversal, as you come down through your time frames, you identify the opportunities. Daily, boom. 618, retracement, reversal. Cloud break, retest, continuation long. Come down to the 4 hour, 618 retracement, boom, reversal. All right. And talk about your inner trend lines. Boom. Boom. Outside the consolidation, there was your original trend line break there. Boom. And then look what you get. Price moving along. Price moving along. Right. So you're able to identify these opportunities from the higher time frame. This was a 80-20 swing on the weekly. Right. And you can either position trade this all the way through or play the smaller waves on the lower time frames, pullbacks and continuations as price moves in that direction. Right. So now as you come down to the 1, there it is.
So
There's your
Ryan,
reversal.
how many pips is that off that 61.8 level?
Off of 61.8.
Off the
On
4
the
hour,
4.
out of that zone.
575.
Right. So you had to decide what type of trader you want to be, right? So we can help you to get in a position, but then you have to decide how you want to trade that.
Yep.
Right. So like Ryan was saying, you want to sit and let that trade run. I think it's a lot easier on me to let those trades run. Calculate my risk management, let those trades run, decide if I want to add to it later. Right. But trade small and just let them go.
Trade small and let them go.
Right. So you have to decide whether or not what you've been doing up until this point has been wildly successful, or maybe you need to try something like this.
And say it any better. Questions on the Euro Aussie? Nope. Great work, Joy. Great work. So that's what I've been doing. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right. What type of trader are you? What type of trader are you? Are you going to allow price to swing? Or are you going to take the smaller waves as price moves? All right. Questions to ask.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ryan.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I just think that I think we have to be realistic. We have to be honest. Um, there's a lot of things out there, but there's no magic strategy to get you around the fact that you need capital to trade.
Correct.
Right? You need capital to trade, and the money is there if you can get consistent. If you can get yourself some education and get consistent. But there's no way around the fact that to get where you want to get and to earn the type of money that you want to earn, there's no trade strategy to get you around the fact that you need capital to trade. Period.
Period.
And I don't think a lot of people are really living in that type of reality because everybody's busy trying to flip $100 account to 20,000.
Facts.
But flipping an account from 100 to 20,000 without being patient. You can't have it both. You can't have it both ways now.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Can't have it
So
both ways.
Yeah, you can't have it both ways, everybody. And I think that's the issue that a lot of people are having because they're not coming in with the proper expectation. And so the whole purpose in this group is we're trying to hit the reset button on that and get you focused on developing the skill set first. The money will come. The capital is there for those who can put the time in and get consistent. But you need to understand, like, I, you have to have your eyes set on a 3 to 5 year plan,
Yep,
right? That's how you have to think about this thing. And I think it's worthwhile to develop a skill to where you're not going to have a cap on your income.
agreed. Literally a license to print money.
Yeah. Sorry, man. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, no. That's a needed conversation. Needed conversation. All right. That's it, Donette. Patience. Pay. All right. Patience pays. But you do.
Absolutely.
You have to have capital and you have to be willing to put in the time and the effort and energy. Go ahead, bro. My bad.
Oh no, you're good, man. You're good. I'm good. You're good.
You got to be willing to put in the time, the effort, and the energy to achieve the goals that we have. The larger the goal, the more time, effort, and energy going to be required. One second. My apologies. Um, yeah, but the larger the goal, the more time, the more effort, the more energy. But it's a worthwhile endeavor. If you can spend 3 to 5 years committing yourself to a plan that'll change the next 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, why wouldn't you? The time is going to pass anyway. So it's all about how you choose to spend that time. Are you going to spend the time I shoulda, coulda, woulda? Or are you going to spend the time to challenge yourself to become better? Spend the time signing a contract with yourself to become the best version of yourself so that you can do the things that you desire. 3 to 5 years is dropping a bucket when you look at the bigger picture. And not even just about yourself, but if you have a desire to have an impact on your family, your community, 3 to 5 years is a drop in the bucket. The impact is much, much greater. Right? Appreciate you bringing that to the table, bro. Appreciate that big time.
No doubt.
All right. So David's question is, did I start trading too late? Late compared to what? Late compared to what? Whose age? Who are you comparing yourself to? Your journey is your journey. So it's never too late to become better. It's never too late to learn a new skill. It's never too late to delve into a new opportunity. It's never too late. Is, are you willing to put in the time and the effort, the energy, regardless of the age? Right?
Yeah.
It's all about
Yes,
what
yes,
you desire.
yeah, I'm willing to put in the time and the energy. Yeah.
It's never too late.
Okay.
It's never too late to work on yourself. It's never too late to
Okay.
find an opportunity that can change your family's future. It's never too late. Anybody that tells you that it is, that's somebody that has a limited mindset and believes that time or that believes that opportunities and money is limited. And the
Okay.
reality of the matter is they're not. Opportunity is not limited and money is not limited.
Man, Colonel Sanders was 62 years old when he founded Kentucky Fried Chicken. 62 years old.
I remember that. Yeah.
I just had a gentleman walk into the university yesterday that said, I'm 57. I want a bachelor's degree in cyber defense.
My
Never too
wife,
late, man.
my wife is working towards a bachelor's and she's 60.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's proof right in your household, man. It's never too late.
Okay. Point taken. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's never too late. Never too late. Okay, I'm almost 60 and I'm just getting started. I'm excited. You know what I'm saying?
Especially when you're making money with your brain,
Yeah.
right? Using your brain, right? It's not like, my dad, my father-in-law, my father-in-law worked in the steel mill, from the time he was 18 years old as a rigger. Like
Mm.
this is making money. I once worked for a university president that retired from being a university president, was like 70 something. And then she left and went and sat on the board for another, for another university.
That's what I let Kay know. I'm 77.
Yeah. And don't even sound nowhere near,
No,
right? Couldn't have told me that.
no, man, no, nah.
Thanks, Kay.
It's a beautiful thing, man. Beautiful thing. Keep taking one step at a time, man. Keep taking one step at a time.
Okay.
All right. Beautiful. Beautiful. Good people. Find your 1% today, man. Find your 1%. Doesn't matter where you are, doesn't matter where you've been, where you stand right now is the opportunity. Where you stand right now is the opportunity. It's the opportunity to grow. It's the opportunity to take a step forward. It's an opportunity to learn. It's never too late. Any questions on anything before we wrap it up?
I
All right,
just
good
want to
people.
say thanks everybody for being so vulnerable, and thanks Benny for bringing up you know,
Yeah.
it's so real. I dropped an article, well not an article, it's like a series of like talks in the thing. Today I went through it all. I woke up like 4 in the morning just going through those
Mm,
videos, and all of the women they're talking about, some of the same things, that it's never too late to start and get your money together.
Yeah,
Getting that bag is like just a different perspective.
Hey
that's
Ryan,
beautiful.
how about all the women in Japan
Oh
that
man.
that are and I don't know if you saw it in that documentary that I sent you. Like they're accounting for like half of like the volume in the market in regards to the movement for the yen. Like they are traders. I forget what they call them. They gave them a name, a title. Uh, but they are major traders, retail, and they they are driving the yen. Like they it's so many of them that they really impact the yen. So many of them, so that there's a lot of banks in Japan that have hired them
Yep. Yep.
to come on board.
Yeah, I'd love to have that article, Benny. Sure.
Benny, can you share that with us, please?
Sure, it's a YouTube series. I sent it to Ryan this weekend. I was like, man, this is like the best documentary series I ever seen when it came to like finance. It's called Planet Finance. Like
Yep. Planet Finance.
it is unbelievable. It's like a six-part series, and I'm
I'll
like,
drop it.
yeah, those women over there. Like, I mean, the one whole episode is pretty much on that.
Mm-hmm.
It's unbelievable.
It's amazing, bro.
Yeah, like I mean,
It's
there's so many
amazing.
different parts of the series, and just like how powerful like this whole world of finance is, and the opportunities that's within it. So it's just like it's totally different planet.
Facts. Facts. I just dropped the link for you guys in the community. Definitely check that out. It's amazing. It's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. But the opportunities are endless. No matter the age, no matter the background, no matter where you come from, no matter the gender, the opportunities are endless.
One thing I can say from just listening to those things is that no matter where we are in life, the one thing we always, if somebody's evaluating your finances, they always go with what you are willing to risk. And I was
Yep,
like, wow,
yep.
risk management goes throughout our lives. Like we always,
Hmm.
what am I willing to risk? But we don't think of it that way.
Hmm.
But we think of it on the chart because you have to risk money, you have to do this. But every area of your life, when you think of it financially, your risk level is something you always have to take into consideration. Or when you go to them to plan, they look at what because when you show up at your wealth advisor, if you have one, they're gonna okay, you're gonna be like, oh, I don't want to risk all this money. Put my money in this. It's just
Hmm.
interesting.
Yeah, but you can even look at the Fibonacci sequences life, right? You have your waves in the market just like you have your waves in life. And as long as price doesn't take out the A, it has no choice but to go your way. As long as you're willing to stay in the game and take one step and take one step, no matter how many hurdles you come across, no matter the trials that you face, the pullbacks in life are going to be there. However, if you're willing to stay in the game, if you're willing to learn, the opportunities can go your way. How much are you willing to risk? How do you manage your risk to make that C to D swing in life? It's a beautiful game. It's a beautiful game. I appreciate you guys, man. Good people. We will be back at it tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the pre-New York session. You guys have a phenomenal Tuesday, and we will talk to you in the morning. Peace.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.